Yo, yo, yo. What's the deal, man? We live. We in this thing. Appreciate y'all stopping in. If you're watching us on YouTube, please remember to smash that like button and also share out to your friends as well. Um, if you're watching us on Facebook, please share this on your Facebook page. Share it to get it out to more people. Um, I hope y'all had a great week. I had a great week. We had, a lot to talk about today, tonight. So much going on in the world of sports. Um, and I'm gonna be honest, man. As a couple of guys about to trickle in, as a couple of the guys start to trickle in. One thing I wanna tap into is just how crazy this week has been overall for sports, man. When you think about what happened as far as the national championship, and you think about what happened as far as the coaches that got fired this week, you think about the coaches that retired this week. Um, man, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I don't think we've had a week like this in sports in a very long time. It just is what it is, you know. Um, so and we're gonna dive into it. But I want to run through a couple of the things that I got to get through before we get the show popping. It is only 9 p.m. here in the Central Time. We got some people on the East Coast that's going to be joining us, and we got a couple of folks on the West Coast that's going to be joining us as well. Man, I don't want to touch on too much playoff game information tonight because we have another show coming up tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. and that's gonna be Central Time. Um, Big Debo. Hey, Big Debo talk about it's late. Hey, bro, this is on the go after dark, man. This is on the go after dark, bro. It's on the go after dark. I appreciate you stopping through, bro. Appreciate you stopping through. But yeah, man. So we're gonna have a show. We got on the go after dark today. 16 in the building from the radio show ATL. Shout out to the radio show ATL and also my black friend, Big Debo Porter, my black friend. He also stars on the radio show ATL from time to time. He is an absolute regular on the radio show ATL, and we love his input. I know he balling right now. Well, he might be happy. He might be happy that Arthur Smith got fired. You know what I mean? So that's good. You dig what I'm saying? So that's good. But so we got the show tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. and we're gonna do like a preview of the playoffs. And then we also have our actual Sunday recap, like we always do, and that's gonna be at 5 on Sunday. But tonight I wanted to hop on, bro. I wanted to hop on and I wanted to, talk some stuff real quick with y'all. And it's late, so we're gonna keep it cool, we're gonna keep it funky, and we're gonna keep it rolling. You dig? So Debo say he happy. He happy that Arthur Smith got fired. I'm sure he is. I mean, you got probably the best running back in the draft, right? And he only had what, like 800 rushing yards this year, four maybe 500 receiving yards, which is really good production to say he didn't really play that much. Because every time I looked up, Algier was getting the ball, which is beyond me. I don't understand it, bro. I don't understand it at all. But Algier was the guy that was happening to be getting the ball. So E Money should be hopping in here shortly. But one thing I want to touch on, man, look, I'm gonna get the show started like this. As a Panthers fan, with all these coaches losing their jobs, leaving, all of this quick turnaround. I mean, Alabama didn't hire their next head coach. We fired our coach mid-season, and we still don't have a coach yet. We ain't got a coach yet, bro. We ain't got a coach yet. You know what I mean? One thing I did see today was that Antonio Pierce, 9 times out of 10, is probably getting that head coaching job of the Raiders. And it's kind of crazy because him and Jaden Daniels, they kind of got like a little, like some history together as far as went to the same school initially. And they kind of from that same area. So watch out for the Raiders. The Raiders could be a real option to pick up the Heisman Trophy winner, Jaden Daniels. And I'm gonna be honest, bro. As a free agent fan, I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, could you imagine Jaden Daniels throwing the ball to Devontae Adams? I mean, let's be real. Let's be real. And like Big Debo said, the black head coaches getting they shine on this cycle. 100%. They getting they shine on this cycle. From, I think the biggest splash of them all in the head coaching cycle is this first topic I want to dive into is Gerard Mayo is the new head coach of the Patriots following Bill Belichick's departure. So my thoughts on this is I love it, bro. Shout out to y'all for liking the stream on Facebook. Appreciate y'all. If y'all don't know, we are streaming on Facebook and YouTube at the same time for the first time. So I love that. All right. So Gerard Mayo gets the head coaching job of the Patriots, right? I think one of the coolest things about this was that a couple years back, I want to say it was last season, Gerard Mayo actually had his contract reworked to where he would have a successor clause that in the event Belichick were to retire, he'd become the first head coach. E Money joining us in the building, him and Big Lou. How you doing, brother?
What's good? What's good?
Good. What's good?
Well,
You
we
came in at a great time.
well, there you go. Yeah, I'm about to say what we getting into.
Man, we talking about Gerard Mayo right now becoming the new head coach of the Patriots, bro. Belichick retired. I mean, not retired. I'm sorry. He departed. They split ways. He didn't retire, so he is still on the market. A lot of people, like Big Debo said, we thought Vrabel was getting a job. Everything was lining up for Vrabel to get the job. And to be honest, even black folks was like, shit, Vrabel getting that job. We ain't wasn't saying nothing.
Right.
Wasn't saying nothing. And then it came out a little time later that, and I don't want to say a little time, but a couple hours later, that actually Gerard Mayo had his contract reworked to where he'd be the successor in the event Belichick were to retire or depart from the Patriots. I've never seen anything like that before, right? And for a black man to be in a position to do that, I'm gonna just be honest. I love it.
Yeah,
I
for sure,
absolutely love it.
for sure. And I mean, he was like a hot commodity during the last coaching cycle, so it kind of makes. I think he could have probably had a job a year or two ago for sure.
Damn.
So it sounds like the Patriots wanted to keep him. I mean, you know how these things go. Like they probably had discussions about this years ago. I mean, you never want to. I mean, he's got some big shoes to fill, man. Like,
Hey, you don't want to be the guy after the guy. We're gonna talk about that guy in a bit, but
yeah, like, I mean, I get it. I mean, he's definitely got potential. Other teams were definitely like looking at him, and like I said, in past coaching cycles. So, I mean, he's got some big shoes to fill for sure. Um, but I mean, hey, anytime you got a nice seat, warm seat available to you, and it's yours, and they want you, I mean, kind of makes it. You got to say, yeah, right. You know, I mean,
you
he's
have
been in the
to.
organization. What he
His
played.
entire professional
That's what I'm
career.
saying. He played there. Feels like he played there over 10 years for sure.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he played there like was 8 or 9 years, and then
Yeah, and I mean,
he.
really good player. So I mean, clearly the organization feels good about him taking over. He's just got some big shoes to fill. That division is not easy by any stretch of the word. So, it'll be interesting to see what he does, man. He needs a quarterback. He needs some receivers. I wonder if he's just going to stick to coaching or if he's going to have like some personnel control as well, kind of like what Bill Belichick had. I doubt it. I think it'll
I doubt
probably
it. Yeah,
be coaching, but good point by you. Like minority guy gets appointed to be the head coach. Like we'll take it. We'll take it.
right, exactly. And I got to give Robert Kraft some credit on this too, because even with this clause in his contract, that allows the Patriots to just automatically hire him and not have to drag black coaches in for interview processes, tying them up because of the Rooney Rule. And I'm not saying the Rooney Rule is a bad thing, but I'm saying in this event, why waste these guys' time when you already know you're gonna give it to Gerard? So I
Yeah.
appreciate them for doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you could tell like the tone yesterday, like at the press conference. You could tell there was like no hard feelings between Belichick and Kraft. You can tell it's going to be a very, smooth transition. Um, like I thought of Cross today, right? Because the Saints basically kind of did the same thing, right? Like Sean Payton left, and they kind of just gave Dennis Allen the job. They
Mm-hmm.
interviewed, right, but and I was like, man, I wonder if this is like kind of lazy, because I talked about the Dennis Allen hiring being lazy. I think the UL hire of Michael Desmo, I thought that was
Crazy.
lazy, but this feels a little different. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was gonna start going down that path, but I was like, nah, I think this might be a little different. And like, Bill Belichick, if you get his endorsement, I feel like that's pretty high praise. Because
Absolutely.
I mean, there's no way Robert Kraft went rogue and was like, oh, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm pretty sure he consulted Bill Belichick about this, and Bill Belichick probably, gave his stamp of approval. So, kudos to him. He's definitely got
Absolutely.
a tough job ahead of him, though.
Absolutely, man. Oh shit. Sorry, cool. Let's see. I guess the last thing I want to tap on in this in the part of this was that for Bill Belichick, where does he go now?
Well, let's be real, right? He's 72, either 72 or 73. I get him and Pete Carroll confused, but he's definitely in his 70s.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to go to a situation where it's like a win now, team's kind of ready to go, and he can kind of do like Brady, right? Brady left New England and won a Super Bowl ring without Belichick. And you can't tell me that Bill Belichick ain't thinking about going somewhere else where he can try to get back to another Super Bowl and leave out on top. Because him and
Right.
Nick Saban are boys. Nick Saban, I know we'll get into that. He's leaving out on top. He just, Bill Belichick's had a rough 3 years, past 3 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's definitely going to try to go to like a win now situation. You look at the jobs that are open. I mean, they're all head coaching openings for a reason, right? I don't really see a job where it's a win now situation. It could probably be that with some TLC, right? Some 10 to 11 care, but I mean, the Chargers, they kind of have their quarterback right. Defense, they got some guys on defense, but I don't know. None of these jobs are really like, man, like, he could definitely, if he's the coach of this team, he can go win a title with him. I mean, maybe Seattle. Seattle's got a kind of a win now roster. They need a quarterback. Like,
Man, that's tough.
that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, it's either retire or go to a team that can win now. And that, to me, the only ones that are the best out of what's available is the Chargers in Seattle. And honestly, the Chargers have the quarterback, but the Seattle has the better roster and a younger roster.
True. Better cap
They
space
got,
and
they got on
I mean
defense
the
they got
chart.
Woolen, they got
Damn.
Witherspoon. They got some good players on defense, offense. JSN, Kenneth Walker. So
Look, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm with Debo on this one. The Chargers really the only one that could win now, especially if you take a look at the division. I mean, the Chiefs are vulnerable. Not to say they're gonna stay that way, but this is the most vulnerable they looked in a while.
yeah,
Raiders
but
kind
I
of
mean, I
rebuilding.
feel like the AFC West and the NFC West are the same division. Like you got the
Man,
Niners that have kind of ran it for a while. When the Niners were down, Seattle was kind of running it. You had
yeah,
the
true.
Rams had a few runs at it. So I mean, they're both kind of the same to me. I mean,
Yeah, that might be kind of a wash, honestly.
like I mean, the AFC is the tougher conference right now. Seattle
Yeah, you still got to see
Seattle
Patty.
could have made the playoffs had they won. Well,
True. Yeah,
so
they needed to win, right?
correct.
Yeah.
So like, I mean, I don't know. And then the thing is too, like with the Chargers, Khalil Mack, Keenan Allen, Bosa, and I'm missing somebody else. Like they might be cap casualties. I don't know if they'll be
Damn.
back on the team next year. Whereas you look at Seattle, like we just talked about, that's a young roster. A lot of them are locked up. I mean, the oldest guys like Bobby Wagner, but
Yeah, I
he's
think
still
Bobby on like a 1 year, like
right.
1 year at a time, when I'm mistaken.
Yeah, Jordan Brooks, I don't know if he's under contract. So, I mean, you're not going to Carolina.
Unfortunately, no, he not. He not.
I don't think Tepper's going to give him the power to like control the roster. Honestly, if we're being frank, I don't think you want him controlling the roster with the way he's been drafting and some of these free
Yeah,
agencies that signed.
he been pretty mid, bro.
Yeah. So I mean the only one that I see that's like a plug and play is the Chargers of Seattle.
So I'm gonna keep it a beam, bro. Now we kind of talked about this in our group chat earlier today, but there was a report came out that, if the Eagles get bounced in this first round, Sirianni could be gone. And then there was also another report, same thing in Dallas. Jerry Jones is ready to win another championship. He's like, I'm on borrowed time. And I mean, if Mike McCarthy can't get it done this year and they go out in a bad way, they said Jerry Jones could be contacting Belichick. So I think out of those two, and now that I think about it, that could just be both teams running interference to like get at each other. Same division. One of us could possibly get Belichick if the coach doesn't get it done. So it's like, if you Belichick, what's the better situation? The Eagles or the Cowboys?
I mean, I think that's a coin flip. I mean, would you rather have Jalen Hurts or Dak Prescott? I think that's what it comes down to. I think the Eagles. I think the Eagles overall are the better team. I think they have I think it just comes down to who you want your quarterback to be. Because you got CeeDee Lamb, you got AJ Brown, you got Tony Pollard, you got DeAndre Swift. Like I think
Sirianni. Neither.
I think Sirianni's more likely to lose his job than Mike McCarthy.
That's tough. I mean, what? They was just in the Super Bowl last season.
Yeah,
they started off 10-1 this year.
Where there's smoke, there's fire, man. I mean, like, I know a few Philly fans that are out there in Philly, and the fans don't like them. Which obviously the fans don't control everything, but like,
right.
I don't know. I feel like he's just rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I don't know if that locker room is like,
I don't know.
You're
right. I mean, I remember when he first came out, he was kind of a little weird, kind of, I guess out of touch with the culture there. But it seemed like when they was on that run to the Super Bowl, they fell in love with him.
Oh,
not just the players, but the city.
Rolling. They've been through some trials and tribulations this year.
Right. But it's like, damn, you got to remember you was 10-1, bro.
Right.
Like, you can't, like, I can't name you another coach that could go 10-1, rolling out the bed in the morning, other than Belichick.
Yeah, and I look at it like this: like, when they got rid of Doug Peterson, they definitely had a bad season, but like, he had just won them a Super Bowl like a year or two before that.
Right. And well, maybe that's their thing.
Because I mean, maybe I'm on the wrong side of it, but I feel like Mike McCarthy's done a good job with the Cowboys.
I think he has too. Honestly,
like,
I think Jerry Jones is putting pressure on him.
Him and Sean McDermott, and I think we've talked about this before, they have the same resume right now. Like, and nobody's talking about Sean McDermott losing his job.
Dang.
Like, if you think about it, like, him and McCarthy have literally like the same resume. They're like, their tenures with these respective teams are very similar. So, like I don't think Mike McCarthy's job should be in jeopardy at all. I think he's unlocked the best version of Dak that we've seen. Like, I just happened to look at his numbers today. Like, Dak threw 36 touchdowns and 9 picks this year.
That's not bad.
It's a good. I mean, he's really like done a good job with Dak Prescott. CeeDee Lamb has been like unleashed.
You can line him up anywhere, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's an offensive guy. The offense is not the problem. Their defense is still pretty good. Like, I don't think Mike McCarthy's job's in jeopardy. They need one game to go their way, and they could be
They're
in the
good to
Super
go.
Bowl. I
And I'm
mean,
gonna be honest. So look, piggybacking off of what Debo said, as far as the Eagles go, he's right. They lost both their coordinators last season. It just
but
is what it
that
is.
drop off is telling to me. Like how much
How they went 10-1, and then they started losing on the back end.
that's what I'm saying. Like, was it Sirianni that got them to the Super Bowl, or was it the coordinators?
I mean, he got them to 10-1 this year.
And then the shit hit the fan.
I think that was more of like
Look at what
culture
both of
things
those
in the locker
coordinators.
room.
Look at what both of those coordinators did this year as head coaches. You got Steichen or whatever his name is. That's in Indy.
In Indy,
He lost the starting quarterback. They were there the last game of the year with Gardner
Yep.
Minshew the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other guy, the one that's in Arizona, hell,
Man,
Kyler
they
Murray
had
came back
Kyler Murray
in every game.
damn near. Well, I
Like,
mean, look, I don't know, man. I think if anything, that should speak to Sirianni. I mean, that's part of his coaching tree. You want those guys to go out there and you know, and have an impact and branch off and work on your brand. You know what I mean? So it's like I can't prop them up and knock down Sirianni at the same time. You know what I mean?
yeah, but you can just, I mean, like you said, they went from 10-1 to they're playing on the road this week. And guess what? If they win, they got to go to San Francisco.
Somebody got to go to San Francisco. Right? People talking about San Francisco, they're like they the big bad wolf.
I mean, they got the home field advantage now. Now, granted, it's Santa Clara, the weather's gonna be nice, so
The weather's gonna be amazing. All you gotta
Yeah.
do is stay away from distractions.
You're right. So, I mean, should either coach Sirianni or McCarthy lose their job? No, they should.
No, they should.
But there's a lot of shit that's being said about Sirianni, and where there's smoke, there's fire. So I worry about Sirianni more than I do McCarthy. If McCarthy was coaching any other team, right, and had the record and the resume that he's had during this tenure with them, we would not be talking about him on the hot seat. But because it's the Cowboys and all the media and everybody can't keep their name out their mouth, and it's Jerry Jones, that's why he's on the hot seat.
And that's it. That's all it is. Well, I think now's the time where we should transition into some college football. And I actually got a surprise for you. And it has to deal with the quarterbacks in the draft. Well, really one in particular.
Okay.
This video I found on Twitter, I'll share with you, after we get through this topic. But man, so Nick Saban retired this week. I never thought I would say that. I didn't think I was gonna say that this year. You know what I mean? Like, literally a play away from going to another national championship. Would he have retired regardless?
I think he was done.
Damn.
Nick Saban to me is one of those guys. He's not gonna make a big deal out of his retirement. Like, I feel like he's accomplished everything. I feel like he wasn't gonna do like Derek Jeter, right? Like, he wasn't gonna have this like farewell tour throughout the year and get handed, trinkets and crap from every opposing team. Like, I don't think he was down for that. I mean, he's 73. He's done everything he could ever possibly want to do. Interesting, his career, I think he's 3 wins away from 300 wins. That goes to show you he doesn't give a fuck. He's done.
Yeah, he don't care, bro.
I think because a few reporters have come out and said, like, Nick Saban told me the day that this team is like stuck in 8-4, basically mediocrity for him, which would be great for a lot of college football programs. He was like, if we're stuck in mediocrity, I'm out. If I feel like I'm tired and I don't want to do this anymore, I'm out. And I mean, what he's done at LSU, what he's done at Bama, because let's keep it a beam. Let's keep it real. Alabama was terrible. They were going through a rough rough patch before he got there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I remember when Saban was at LSU and then he left and Les Miles was there. Everybody was beating up on Bama. Bama might have been getting 5-6 wins a year before he got there. And now, obviously, before that, you had Bear Bryant, doing his thing. And like, he really turned that program around and really did a better job than Bear Bryant ever did with the program. I mean, what was it, 6 titles with them?
I think Bear won 5 with him, huh?
So he got more than Bear Bryant, and I'm sure Bear Bryant was there a lot longer than Saban. I could be wrong, but
let me fact check that.
Yeah, check it for me. But yeah, Saban literally. I mean, it was okay. Don Shula's the dad. Mike Shula was the head coach, and Bama was terrible. Like, that's who he replaced, and immediately turned that program around. The recruiting, all that stuff.
Yeah, Bear won 6, bro.
Oh, okay, so he won as many as Bear.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
but still,
hey, they talk about Bear Bryant as one of the GOAT head coaches in college football. He's tit for tat with him.
Tit for tat. I mean, but like you say, he did it in less time.
Correct.
So technically he was more efficient. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he got on the recruiting trail. He went back to his Louisiana roots and all up and down I-10 and was getting everybody to come to Alabama.
Yep.
So
it looked like Big T joining us right now.
There you go.
What's good?
What's good with y'all boys?
What's happening, man?
Yeah, so I think, I mean, the Bama gonna miss him. I know they hired the coach from Washington, and
how you feel about that?
Let me take it from the DeBoer's perspective. He's making the right move in his career because he did all he could do at Washington. All them kids are declaring for the draft.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't getting back to no national championship next year. This is the right move for him. Cost of living's better in Tuscaloosa than it is Seattle. There's a lot of check the boxes for him. I think, obviously, with Saban, and I mean, it's Nick Saban. He can do whatever he wants. I mean, let's be honest. Who else could they have gotten if Saban would have retired sooner? I mean, do you really want Dabo Swinney?
Hell no. I don't even think they call Dabo.
Do you really want? I've heard James Franklin being mentioned. The good thing about his resume is that he's won everywhere he's gone.
True.
So, I mean, if you can build the program that he built up at Washington, imagine what you could do at Alabama with all the resources there and the NIL money. So I think, based on the circumstances and based on the names that we heard, he was the best candidate for the job. I know Dan Lanning was up there. But I mean, he beat Dan Lanning twice this year.
Twice.
Beat him twice.
Twice, bro. So why take the loser?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, and I honestly, I don't even know if he's got ties to the SEC or to Alabama. I could be wrong. That's where I lean on Tyler for the historical background on some of these college coaches. I don't think he's got any ties to
Big Dog.
Yeah, I was saying, do you know if DeBauer does he have any ties to the SEC? Like, has he coached in the SEC?
I don't think so.
I didn't think so.
Look that up.
So yeah, I mean,
his name being thrown out.
Yeah, because I mean, if you look at like I know Mike Norvell was being mentioned, which is like, why would you want him? Lane Kiffin was mentioned, and that doesn't even sound like something Lane Kiffin would do. I think Lane Kiffin is perfectly fine where he's at Ole Miss. He talked about Marcus Freeman. Like the only one that really kind of made sense was Lanning or DeBauer. And it was like
Lanning used to be a GA.
Yeah, the Bowers doesn't have any ties to the SEC at all. His first coaching stint was with the University of Sioux Falls from 2005 to 2009, and then he went to California State, then Fresno, and then he went to Washington from 2022 to 2023. And now he's at Bama. You want to talk about a come up?
Sioux Falls to Bama? Yeah,
damn. Hey, that's some hood rich dreams right there, boy.
Yeah, that's what Drake be talking about in his songs right there. That's you know how cold it is in Sioux Falls.
Hey, but let's be real. I mean, he's been coaching for over 19 years now. Almost 20 years.
He's like 50 years old, right?
Yeah, but he seemed like the right fit. If you could get brothers to go to Washington, you can definitely get brothers to stay in Alabama.
Oh yeah, like
the
recruiting piece will be interesting because, like we talked about, he doesn't have any ties to the SEC. So how strong is that pipeline gonna be without Saban there? But he kind of has an advantage because I'm sure he's gonna get more guys from Cali and the West Coast and Arizona out there. So it'll be interesting. That's what I'm saying. Hawaii. Like it'll be interesting to see, what he brings to the SEC with that pipeline.
I think another thing that's going to be cool to watch is how he allows his assistant coaches and the boosters to continue to do their own thing, because he the outside guy looking in. Most of his play has been on the West Coast. Most of his experience has been on the West Coast. So it's like, now you come into the South, you take a West Coast person and bring them to the South. You got to wrap your arms around the South first for them to wrap your arms around you. So he gonna have to be in a lot of kitchens, eating some green beans, eating some yams. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have to be eating some grandma's biscuits.
Sure those trips.
Yeah, he gonna enjoy it, bro. He gonna enjoy it, but he gonna have to get his hands dirty. That's for sure.
Yeah. So is he going to be able to bring some coaches, or is it like he's just inheriting the staff?
Man, to be honest with you, I would think they would let him bring some coaches. I haven't looked into the contract. I just saw the news flash up across the ticker when it came through.
Mm-hmm.
But I would hope for him they would let him bring some coaches, as long as he don't do what old boy from UL did when he got to Florida.
Oh.
Billy brought the whole staff.
Yeah, he brought the whole staff and the team.
Billy Napier out here tripping.
Yeah, Napier had all the Cajuns in the portal.
And to
that's love, though.
That's love, but y'all suck.
Yeah, because here's the thing too. He's not gonna get credit if Bama, if he wins in the next 2 years, we'll give him 2 years. If he wins the title in the next 2 years, it's gonna be, he won with Saban's guys. So honestly, if he keeps the ship afloat and Bama's still dominant or really good, right? If they're contending for SEC titles, you got to give them credit for not fucking it up, right? Like too many times we get on folks for fucking up a nice thing.
Not necessarily
say that, because in this day and age of the transfer portal,
dude's going for him because he was with
you going in and out, T.
We can't to Washington, so they gonna follow him.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
You
was talking about the transfer portal.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't necessarily say that, he would win if he won something in the next 2 years, because
the day and age of the transfer portal,
transfer to Bama to be with him, just
like every other coach that, goes to a new team,
go to that school. So I wouldn't necessarily
say that. The majority of the players, yes.
Most of them will be from Washington.
That's a fair
after
point.
They hit the portal. Maybe.
From what I've been hearing,
but like you said earlier,
No, I was just saying from what I've been hearing, he had a really good transfer class coming in for Washington. So I wonder how many of those kids get back into the portal and meet him at Alabama, to your point.
Yeah. Now, if this was, if this was 10 years ago, then yeah, you could say if he won something in Saban's players, because of course the portal wasn't around. You could transfer 18, play for 10 different schools and 6 years of college, but yeah, that's a little out there to say.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely gonna have to. I mean, how long y'all think he's gonna have with this job? Like,
I'm gonna be honest, bro. He probably got 3 seasons to be in a SEC championship game, and I think that's fair.
yeah,
And
but
let's be real. You got 3 seasons to get to the SEC championship. I understand Oklahoma and Texas are coming. I get that. But with Bama's history, I know he's not Saban, but you can still build off of what Saban built.
yeah,
if that makes sense.
And you walked into what I was trying to get to. If you talk to Alabama fans, the SEC championship means nothing to them.
No, absolutely.
And they can argue with me in the comments if they want, but I know enough Bama fans to know that the SEC championship is the expectation. You could argue with them that the playoffs is the expectation. They expect to be in it every year.
So, all right, here's my thing, though, E. I was answering it based off of like from an athletic director standpoint, not a fan standpoint. Because if you ask a fan, they're gonna want him going after 2 seasons, or they might want him going after the first year.
Well, the reason why I asked, because like, let's say if he goes like 4-10 this year or something.
No, he got to go next year. He out of there. You cannot
I
do
agree.
that.
Yeah,
I don't think any coach following a Bill Belichick or a Saban can do that.
Right.
Especially if they left you with a decent roster. I mean, I get we got the transfer portal, but I mean, let's not act like no fools. Like Alabama got a lot of 5 stars and 4 stars that are sitting on the bench as freshmen that are not leaving. Because if some older guys leave, guess what? They just gonna take that spot.
And I haven't heard of anybody like jumping into the portal since he's retired. I've heard about Bond.
Yeah, Bond was the only one I heard so far, honestly.
So
Bond, the running back, Rodell, I think he went in before. Players go in before, so I want to know if them players knew something was up before news.
The vibe I'm getting, the vibe I'm getting is that he's always kind of been blunt about like, I'm getting older. I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be like coaching.
Mm-hmm. Well, he ain't coaching no more. And
look, hey, great career, salute to him. But as the LSU fan in me is thrilled by this, absolutely thrilled.
Especially with us having like one of the top 3 best recruiting classes coming into the year.
Yeah, like man, Bama was the only thing really standing in our way. I mean, the past few years has been LSU, Bama in the West.
For y'all, I got a question for y'all. Since you brought that up, does Nick Saban leaving or retiring, I should say, change the LSU Bama intensity, rival, all the above?
I mean, Jimmy, you could tell me how you feel, but I feel like the rivalry only got spicy because Saban was the coach.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree 100%. I think the LSU Florida or LSU versus Arkansas, to me, is a bigger rivalry. I mean, let's be honest, the Texas A&M versus LSU is bigger than as a game of what it is bigger than LSU Bama. Saban made LSU Bama a thing.
Correct.
That's it.
I agree. I think if you like just did a quick poll of like LSU fans that got hyped about Bama, it was simply because Nick Saban, how dare he go take an NFL job, and then when he was ready to come back, I mean, Les Miles was doing a fine job. Had just won a national title. Like, they weren't gonna throw him to the wolves to bring Nick Saban back. Like,
Hell no.
You know, like come on, man. Like, but you know, we for some reason we all had beef with him just because he didn't come back to LSU when he was done with Dante Culpepper and the Dolphins. So do what you will.
Cool. Well, bet. Well, now that Saban's gone, he's retired. Belichick is, out there floating around in the universe. Who would you say was the better coach, Belichick or Saban? The better football coach, not NFL, not college, but just a better overall football coach.
Saban.
Ooh,
I agree.
Oh,
I agree. I agree.
That's all.
I agree, Saban. I'm just saying, I agree.
I'm gonna go with Bill Belichick
I mean,
Damn.
because here's why. And I know it's different because you're looking at two leagues, right? You're looking at college, you're looking at the pros. What Bill Belichick did, the kind of run he had in the NFL was unprecedented. Like, I think they were reading off the stats. He coached the Patriots for 24 years. He won 17 division titles. There's some teams, Saints included, that haven't won 17 division titles. Shout out to my brother 16. He told me one year, he said the Patriots don't even print out division title t-shirts anymore because they've won that shit so much.
Damn.
Now, obviously, that's not true. I'm sure they still print them out. You can get them on Fanatics. But that's how they won the division. Like, just recently, the AFC East is competitive again. Think about it. When Tom Brady was Tom Bradying, they literally beat up on the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Jets twice. They literally would run that division. The real competition came from outside of that division, if you think about it.
Right. And usually the Colts,
and
the Steelers.
I wanted to mention was when Bill Belichick was cooking and not whiffing on draft picks, he was doing a lot more with less. Look at Julian Edelman. Look at Wes Welker. We know who Wes Welker is now, but when Bill Belichick got him, he was a 7th round pick. He might have been undrafted, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
And they traded for him, and he turned into one of the best slot receivers we've seen, of this, of this, last 20 years for sure.
It's amazing what he did with Wes Welker, bro. Him,
Wes Welker,
and Julian Edelman. Edelman was a quarterback.
Edelman, 7th round pick, had the career he had. I mean, Rob Gronkowski was a 3rd round pick. Aaron Hernandez before he started.
Look,
before
the
he
only
was
player, the only player Bill Belichick couldn't fix was Tim Tebow. That's it.
But even like if you look at like Richard Seymour, Ty Law, Rodney Harrison, he let all those guys walk and replaced them like that. Kept
and
going.
Still won.
Like it got to the point they called it the Patriot way because of Bill Belichick. And I know, we make fun of some folks in here. Myself, y'all make fun of me a lot about being cheap. But Bill Belichick used to be like, hey, look, I know you're a Pro Bowl player. I know you're an All-Pro player, blah, blah, blah. but this is your price. And
Bill
if you
was
got
drafting those
home,
guys. Bill
wait,
wasn't Bill
he was
Belichick
drafting
drafting?
those
He was
guys. Yeah,
drafting those guys because he was the GM and the head coach.
yeah. Tom Brady, Drew, all them guys.
Don't forget, Robert Kraft gave up a first round draft pick to get Bill Belichick as his head coach. Don't forget that.
But like he used to tell folks, you can go make this money elsewhere, but this is your price. So you can roll with me, enjoy these conference championships every year, Super Bowl appearances, or you can go sign with the Raiders and make a lot of money, but you ain't gonna be winning.
Dog, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Bill Belichick like a woman that know her worth.
I
She
mean,
ain't selling for no low vibrations.
they called it the Patriot way, but it was because of Bill Belichick.
Exactly.
You gonna meet his price, or you can go make your money somewhere else. But a lot of them guys that left, they weren't the same.
No, they wasn't.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like there's a lot of guys that's gonna be going in the Hall of Fame that it's because of him. Like
I agree. Debo, I don't know if 100% he was the GM for those first 3 titles. I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, he never had the GM title as the Patriots, but like he was over the GM. Like he got to make all the personnel decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So what he said goes.
Pretty much.
I mean, look what he did with Deion Branch. Deion Branch be on any other hell. Deion Branch left and came back because he knew how good it was with the Patriots. Like, I mean, you look at some of those guys that Bill Belichick coached and just thrived under him. In the NFL, that's tough, man. I mean, I get it with Saban, and I understand any argument that's made for Saban, but for Bill Belichick to do what he did in the NFL,
mm-hmm.
I mean, think about it. You had folks in Louisiana talking about, I'm a Patriots fan.
Yeah, that's true. I got an uncle that's a Patriots fan.
You got people all over the country talking about, I'm a Patriots fan, just because they was always in the Super Bowl.
People do like winners. That's real.
I gotta say Saban. I'm gonna say Saban only because he never built anything on a coaching staff, and it still worked out. They were still winning. The whole staff leaves. He brings in new guys. They still winning. That's hard. Even in college. Let's be real. Both of them are goated for a reason. So I don't think you can make that argument. That's
real.
Yeah,
Saban coaching tree nasty.
You just can't. And yes, his coaching tree is nasty. What he got, like 5 or 6 former assistants that are.
Kirby Smart's got to be at the top of his tree.
Kirby, Dabo. He got Sarkisian.
Yeah.
Debo mentioned that other guy earlier. What was his name? Lane Kiffin. Bill O'Brien. That's just fine.
He's definitely winning in the coaching tree department.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, who's isn't Oklahoma's coach? Oh no. Oklahoma's coach came from, he was the DC for Clemson for Dabo. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, man, Debo say Saban literally has multiple generations of players balling in the NFL. Name a top NFL team, and they got a Saban coach player.
I mean, valid.
That's real. That's valid.
100% valid. I saw a stat. It was like Saban had 44 first-round picks in the NFL, and I think he's only had like 20-something losses in college or something crazy like that. Like, which is a crazy stat.
Stupid.
Debo's 100% right there. I mean, you really could make the argument either way, and Jimmy knew what he was doing by asking that question.
Yep.
Hey, the only thing that would have made the pro Saban, in my my opinion, it would have been Saban hands down without a doubt. Would have went to the Dolphins and won.
Oh yeah. It wouldn't have even been a contest.
Wouldn't have been a contest.
Success in NFL and college.
And Bill literally won 6 titles picking his best friend's play.
I mean, that's fair. It hasn't worked out with Mac Jones though. He got fleeced on Mac Jones. Nick Saban,
all right, look, Mac Jones played pretty well his first season, and then they took all his wide receivers away, and it's like, who the hell he gonna throw it to?
Look,
like, come on, man. Like, Mac Jones ain't got no confidence whatsoever, no wide receivers. I mean, what you want to do?
Yeah, that's fair. I think Bill's just mad because Saban sold him a brand new car and he got something from the pawn shop instead. I think that's just what he's teed off about.
I'm weak, bro. I'm weak. Well, look, we coming down to the tail end of the show. I got to get to what I had saved for E right here at the end. So let me know if y'all able to see and hear this, okay?
All right.
I think I got y'all. Y'all see this?
Yeah, I see it.
All right. Hopefully y'all can hear it too. So let's go ahead and get on to this. So this says the former Vikings GM Rick Spielman on Caleb Williams.
Last year's draft class, Caleb was the first quarterback taken, right?
Yes.
The one before that, Trevon Walker went first. They're certainly there. What about 2021 when Trevor Lawrence went first? You taking Trevor or Caleb?
Caleb.
2020, Joe Burrow or Caleb?
Caleb.
Wow. 2019's Kyler, you're taking Caleb there. 2018's Baker, you're taking Caleb there. So you probably have to go back to, I'll go to 2012, Andrew Luck or Caleb.
That's a toss-up for me. Because I thought Andrew Luck was one of those generational franchise quarterbacks, but I would be real close, but I would probably go with Luck just ahead of Caleb. But right there, 1A and 1B.
1998, who you got? Peyton or Caleb?
Caleb.
Over Peyton?
Peyton was back then, that was in vogue, the pocket passer. Caleb, the notch up just because of the athleticism.
1983, you were in your 20th year in the league by then. Elway or Caleb?
Oh, they're similar type players too.
Caleb. Oh my God, you're going back like I went on.
That's Dan Marino calling you. Last year.
Bro. Are we seriously doing this right now, bro?
I'm with him.
Bro.
You serious right now?
Look. First of all, Rick Spielman did a damn good job. Rick Spielman picked Justin Jefferson at the end of the first round, and if you ever have time, go look at the clip of when the Eagles took Jalen Reagor, and Rick Spielman was like, I just got my wide receiver one.
I remember that.
Like, Rick Spielman should definitely have another GM job, but that's another story.
Nah, hell no. Hell no. Mention.
What?
Look, Tyler, you went on mute.
Okay. So let's talk about it. Hold on. Let's talk about it. Caleb, people are putting the microscope on Caleb and finding every little thing to try to get on him about. Like all the stuff that folks have been saying about him. And I mean, he's just been in college too long at this point, right? Like he's been so good for so long that people are finding every little thing to find on him. He's the best quarterback in this draft. It's not close. What Rick Spielman just said, none of that was blasphemy to me until you got to Andrew Luck. I get, you can argue me with Andrew Luck. I get it. You know, he's once in a generational type guy. That's where I stopped with Spielman is when it got to Luck.
Hey, he said, to be fair, he said it would be a toss-up.
But let's be real. I mean, Caleb Williams and Trevor Lawrence, that's not a toss-up. I take Caleb Williams right now.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence been looking now.
Been looking mid.
But Trevor Lawrence was a tad overrated coming out. Just a tad.
I agree.
Joe Burrow, I get why it's a toss-up.
I'm not picking Caleb Williams over Joe Burrow. I'm just not doing it.
Well, I mean, because Joe Burrow was great. He was one of the greatest college quarterbacks ever. I get it. But if you say I'm taking Caleb Williams over Joe Burrow, like I'm okay, like he's more athletic, just as good arm talent. I mean, I get it. Joe Burrow's, and then you got to think about age too. Caleb might be 21. Might be. Joe Burrow came in at 23.
That's
So
true.
you got
Burrow
to
was a
take
senior.
that into consideration too. But all them guys that have gone number one recently at quarterback, Caleb's better than all of them. Joe Burrow, I'll give you that. I'll give you it.
Yeah,
And
Caleb 22.
we talk about his prospects, right? I'm not saying I'm taking Caleb Williams over Joe Burrow. I'm not. But
okay.
Rick Spielman is talking about it as prospects. You got to remember that too.
Mm-hmm.
It's just saying
Okay.
what I see on the film as a prospect versus what I saw on the film, with Luck and all those other guys.
We're not going. Although Caleb did have a good college career, we're not gonna bring up the fact how in every game they lost this season.
Speak on it.
Okay.
Speak on it. Like Debo said, speak on it.
Well, again, I'm not arguing Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is better than Caleb Williams. But if we're talking about prospects, I get why there's a debate.
Even coming out, So what you saying is, even coming out, you would take Will as a prospect.
I'm not. I look at Burrow and Caleb as a toss up, as prospects,
bro.
Because you gotta factor in stuff. Like, again, we talking about age, we talking about athleticism, arm strength, all that stuff. Here's the thing,
bro. Look, E, I'm gonna let you finish. I promise I will, but I gotta get this off. Listen to me, bro. I'm not. I know I'm not the biggest Caleb Williams fan.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm not, and I don't hide from that because I think he overrated. But I'm not saying he ain't good.
Why is he overrated?
Because I've seen other players do what he has done. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. He don't do nothing spectacular that I have never seen before.
Okay.
What I look is this.
And you're walking into the point I'm gonna make. So go ahead.
Caleb Williams. He just like Vince Young 2.0 and light skinned. That's all it is.
I disagree. I think he's Mahomes. He's literally Mahomes.
Oh God. Oh dear Lord.
Now, let's
God.
Hold on. Stay with me. Let's look back at 2017. What was all the smack talk we were saying about Mahomes? He's erratic. He hasn't won. He went to Texas Tech. He couldn't even get 6 wins. Did he elevate the program? He throws too many interceptions. Yeah, he's like Brett Favre. He's a gunslinger. Blah, 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 blah. What's Mahomes doing in the NFL?
Nobody knew Mahomes was going to do that. They took him at what, 15?
11. No,
11. 10.
The 10th overall pick.
But now you want to take Mahomes at 1? You want to take a maybe. You want to take a maybe Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes, aren't you? Every team's looking for the next Patrick Mahomes.
You want to take a maybe Mahomes.
It ain't a maybe. Him. If you look at the numbers and you watch the film, him and Mahomes are the same player. If you go look at Mahomes at Texas Tech, the same crap he did it in Lubbock, Texas, he's doing in Kansas City. The scrambling around, the whatever, this and this and that. Now, don't get me wrong. Mahomes ended up in a great situation with Andy Reid, and that helped a lot of that. So to be determined on where Caleb Williams goes. But the same stuff that we said about Mahomes, we're saying about Caleb Williams. Like you like let's look at this draft class. You taking Williams over Drake May.
Yeah, because I don't trust Drake. I have
Okay.
no choice but to take Caleb Williams.
We love Jaden Daniels.
I don't think he's good.
We love Jaden Daniels. You taking Jaden Daniels over Caleb Williams.
100%. And you know I'm not lying.
I know you're not, but that
I'm not lying.
Don't get me wrong. I think Jaden is definitely number 2 in this class, but it's definitely a decision. But again, like I'd have to look it up. But Caleb he might be 21.
Now Caleb 22. He's 22 years old.
Okay, so he's 22. Jaden's what, 23?
Mm-hmm.
So if Caleb goes to the right situation,
we can't factor in age because the way they treat the quarterbacks now.
The point I'm trying to make though is when you look at NFL prospects, college success should be factored in, but it should not be the only factor. It shouldn't.
Right. It shouldn't be. I agree.
Like, I mean, he's a Lincoln Riley quarterback.
They got a decent track record. I'll give you
decent.
That. They got a decent track record.
Lincoln Riley has 2 number 1 overall picks. He's got Kyler Murray, he's got Baker Mayfield, Jalen Hurts.
How many of them got a Super Bowl?
We're just talking Lincoln Riley coach quarterbacks. Lincoln Riley ain't even got a national championship, so who cares about what the Super Bowls?
I'm just saying, man. I mean, if I'm gonna spend a number 1 on somebody, I'm trying to get a Super Bowl out of this.
Oh, you definitely are. How many
has Kyler sniffed?
How many Super Bowls Andrew Luck's won?
Well, obviously he won none. He can't run. He was getting killed, bro. The man was getting killed. I mean, like Jameis said, it's a moment that we could forget. He was getting killed.
Look, like I said, once he got to Andrew Luck, I can do the full stop and I can be like, I don't know if I agree with you anymore. All them quarterbacks he named, I get why he would say they're a better prospect than them.
All right.
Caleb's a better prospect than
all right, guys. All right, okay. All right, so if you the Bears, are you taking Caleb Williams? Or are you sticking with Fields?
So that situation is tricky because let's be honest. To me, if I'm the Bears,
I don't agree with
taking Caleb Williams. I'm taking Caleb Williams if I'm the Bears. And I love Justin Fields. Love him. But
you're gonna have to get some more players in there that's gonna get behind Caleb.
The reason why you're taking Caleb Williams is because you reset the contract. Mm-hmm. You got another guy on a rookie contract. Justin Fields is coming up. You got to pay him the 5th-year option, and then you got to give him an extension. Again, I love Justin Fields, but he has done nothing in Chicago for me to be like, I'm picking up this 5th-year option and I'm giving you Joe Burrow money, because that's what he's gonna have to get.
Hell no.
Well, no, what I'm saying is the quarterback market is so crazy now. You got to give him a big extension.
Man, he can get what was the Eagles' backup quarterback that won that Super Bowl?
But why? If you even thinking about giving him that kind of money, why would you
give him $100 million guaranteed? Give him the Kirk Cousins special.
But that's a lot of money. You got
it is, but it ain't. But it's not a Joe Burrow contract.
It's not, but it's still a lot of money. If
you're
looking at Justin Fields and you like, man, I want to give him the Gardner Minshew special, go ahead and trade him.
Hey, if he get Daniel Jones, he could do Daniel Jones money. He has to get Daniel Jones money because Daniel Jones has done significantly less than Justin Fields in the NFL.
I agree with you, but
he has to get Daniel Jones money.
But with you taking Caleb Williams, you don't have to worry about that for 5 years.
He's like giving that Derek Carr contract.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money, bro. But at least with you taking Caleb Williams, you reset the contract, and you still got another top 10 pick in the draft that you can use to address the rest of the team. And we don't even know what they're doing in free agency. Again, I love Justin Fields. I hope he gets traded. I hope he goes to a situation where he's the guy and he's set up for success.
He gonna go to Atlanta, bro, and Debo gonna be happy.
You know, I wish him the best. But what has Justin Fields done as the quarterback of the Chicago Bears where you're hesitant to not try somebody new?
All he done was take up space.
The guy's been running more than he can throw.
I told you he almost broke Chris Johnson rushing record that one season.
The Chicago has so many options here, right? And it's not even a situation where like the Cardinals took Josh Rosen, and then the next year they took Kyler Murray because Josh Rosen was so bad.
Oh, he was terrible.
Right. Like the Caleb Williams is so good, and Justin Fields is there. You have to consider trading the pick. They can go a ton of different directions here. But you gotta look at selling the pick too.
Hey,
because
look,
there's gonna be one team that falls in love with Caleb Williams. Think about it. Rick Spielman is a former NFL GM. He lost his job maybe a year ago or maybe 2 years ago. You don't think he talks to people in the NFL? You don't think there's people in the NFL that feel the same way that he does?
They got some teams.
The Bears are in a great situation. Me personally, I'm gonna just take Caleb Williams. I'm gonna trade Justin Fields and get some extra draft picks that way. But the Bears are gonna get some really good offers for that first pick.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's another, like let's talk about the Raiders, right? And let's say Harbaugh's not the coach. If the Raiders give up a ton to trade up, you might end up in a situation like you did with Carolina last year. They think they had quarterback.
Don't bring them up, please.
I'm just saying.
How you go from a year away to winning only 2 games the next year? Like,
but that when you feel like you have your quarterback, it's like a toxic relationship. You think it's gonna work out.
Imagine being 1 year away, right? You're 1 year away. You need a quarterback. And you trade away your number 1 wide receiver. And do what with it? Like, how are you 1 player away and you trade away the 1 person he needs?
And that's what I'm saying. Like me, I mean, you dangle Justin Fields out there and you dangle the first pick out there. And whichever gets you the best package, you take it, and that's your quarterback.
Damn, man.
Bro, Caleb Williams is going to be Justin Fields 2.5 because it's just more than a quarterback they need. They need to build their offensive line first and then go from there.
I agree with you, but Joe Burrow sure found a way to be good with that shitty offensive line.
Hey, but Joe Burrow built different. That's the thing.
We know Joe Burrow built different, but let's be honest. If Joe's my guy. Love him. We'll defend him to the day I die. But boy, before he went into that last season with LSU, he had a 4th round draft grade on him.
Same thing with JD5, but then you know what? We worked out our magic, and now we got 2 Heisman Trophy quarterbacks. I mean, it is what it is.
I just feel like Caleb, like I said, Caleb's been around for so long. Folks are just finding all kind of different things to criticize and say about him.
I'm gonna listen to you, E. You usually right. I'm gonna listen to you.
I mean, I told y'all last year. I was like, man, I like Stroud. I like Anthony Richardson. They look pretty good to me so far. Just saying.
Yeah, I agree.
But I mean, everything we rave about with Mahomes. I mean, the NFL can't get off the man's junk. The man does a simple little throw. It's all over SportsCenter. Oh my God, he threw it sidearm. Blah 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 blah.
Bro, thank God Travis Kelce's the one dating Taylor Swift. Because good
Lord.
Lord.
My God.
Good Lord. Bro, good Lord.
Like, I mean, Cam Newton, our boy Cam Newton said it best, right? Nobody's looking for the next Brock Purdy, Tua Tagovailoa. They're looking for the next Mahomes. Caleb Williams in this class is the next Mahomes. And the next if we graded them on the Mahomes scale, for me it's Caleb, than JD 5. May is more like Justin Herbert to me. So whatever team gets him, I think they're still getting a good quarterback. But I like Jaden and Caleb more than May. That's just me, though.
I agree 100%, bro. I agree.
That is wild, though. Rick Spielman, like,
yeah, that's wild.
See that video before this show because that shocked me.
I knew when I saw it, I was like, yeah, this Ezra guy, I gotta show him this.
Hey, look, like I said, Rick Spielman, I thought he did a good job with the Vikings. You know, obviously they cut him loose. They still mid. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That a lot of them guys that's balling out for the Vikings, he drafted them.
Did he didn't? Oh no, he was gone before they drafted Josh Downs. But that was a good pick.
Addison wasn't his pick.
I'm sorry, Addison.
He signed Kirk Cousins. He drafted Harrison Smith. He drafted Justin Jefferson.
Did he trade for Hawkinson?
No, he wasn't there by then.
He was gone, yeah.
Daniil Hunter drafted him.
Damn.
Kendricks, all them linebackers that they used to have drafted him.
He drafted Anthony Barr too.
Anthony Barr drafted him. Rick Spielman knows what he's talking about. Like I said, I don't know how he doesn't have a job. Maybe he likes being in the media. I know he does some media stuff now, but all them GMs, it's a clique, bro. It's like being the president. Once you've been one, you still talk to folks. You still stay in tap. You can't tell me they ain't NFL teams that feel the same way he does about Caleb Williams.
I agree. Man, before we get off, I got to ask you this. How you feel about Joe Lacob helping the Commanders find their next coach?
Well, it doesn't make sense in short. But the Commanders owner owns the Sixers. So basketball guys getting help from a basketball guy to help with his football team.
Yeah, that's like two wrongs definitely don't make a right.
Yeah, I mean, I will say about him though, you know, look at what he's done with the Sixers. He's aggressive, you know, so he's gonna try to. Yeah, I mean, he just spent what $6 billion on this team. He gonna try to turn them around, and you know, but he can see what David Tepper's done. You know, you hired your GM today. You got the guy from San Francisco. I mean, they got a pretty good track record right now with the coaches. If you let him come in and do his thing and let him do his job, we'll see how quick the turnaround will be. But
well, you said the Panthers hired the GM from
no, I was saying he needs to do unlike David Tepper.
Oh, unlike that, yeah.
Hired your guy. Get the fuck out of the office. Let your GM do his job.
Let him do his job, bro.
So
that's it.
Yeah, I mean, is that permanent? Like with the whole Bob Myers thing or whatever? Or?
Man, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. Apparently, he's supposed to be helping in some capacity. It's not that he's like serving as a GM. He's just helping with the head coach search. But
okay,
we'll see. Hopefully they finally give Bieniemy an opportunity, but we'll see. We'll see.
We could probably get into this tomorrow, but I haven't heard your boy. Yeah, I haven't heard of your boy getting any interviews anywhere yet.
They put him on ice. We know what that means. I ain't trying to get
hate it for you, bro. Because
I ain't trying to get canceled tonight, bro.
Dude, last year, boy, you was like, "Hey, man, Bieniemy gonna get his job a year from now," and it's like, man, I don't even think they hitting him up for him.
They ain't even hitting him up. It's so bad they didn't give a black man a successor clause just so they don't have to interview Bieniemy. Damn. God damn.
I mean, hell, Aaron Glenn is getting requests for head coaching interviews.
Jesus. You do realize that two linebackers, people with the highest level of CTE, have gotten head coaching jobs before Bieniemy?
I mean, look at what D'Amico Ryans is doing. It's a work of art.
3, because I forgot about him. God damn.
Oh, well, who was the 2? Gerard Mayo.
Antonio Pierce about to get that job, bro. Like I'm giving it to him. They giving him that job.
I think he'll get a job, but it's not going to be with the Raiders.
That's gonna be insane.
No,
I think he did such a good job that he'll have a chance to like get a job somewhere else. But I really think Davis wants Harbaugh. I really think
That's true. I agree. Debo, I'm gonna tell
I
you,
feel like he's gonna give him all the power in the world. Let him go build the roster that he wants.
it's gonna be crazy.
It's a relationship of chaos made in heaven.
Let's be honest. Harbaugh ain't got nothing else to do in college football. Nothing. Nothing. There's nothing else for him to do.
It's literally the Kawhi Leonard in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
He won them a title. He literally has no other reason to be there.
None. He don't even need to be in college football at all anymore. He just needs to stay in the NFL.
I mean, look what he did the last time he was in the NFL. When he was the head coach of the 49ers, you know, back to our previous segment, right? He ran that division. Ran it. I mean,
Could you?
he had Alex Smith looking like the second coming of Jesus Christ.
Boy, could you imagine Harbaugh going to Las Vegas and then taking JD5? No, they're gonna run the ball too much. I don't like it. They're gonna run the ball too much because Harbaugh likes to run the ball.
Jaden. I mean, look what he did with Colin Kaepernick.
Well, he gonna get Jaden killed running like that in the NFL, bro.
Not really. I mean, you know, Kaepernick. Ask Green Bay Packers fans about Colin Kaepernick running all over them twice.
You're right.
I like that. That's a match made in heaven.
That would be nasty. I like that.
Because you already got the weapons. It's not like he's got to go get like Mario Manningham or somebody like that. Like you got Devontae, you got Jacoby,
got the running back. I mean, you probably could pick up a good running back this year in the draft too.
y'all stood on defense.
Wait, say it again, Tyler?
Say it again.
I say you got a stud on defense in Max Crosby. So
yeah,
Crosby nice.
A bad roster. He's just inherited a team trash head coach and couldn't win with him.
Yeah,
at least he ain't got a team that gave up 70 points. So you know.
Yeah, y'all know that's gonna go back to the NFL. Don't hire brothers for head coaching positions.
Debo ain't happening, bro. Before we get off of here, it ain't happening. Arthur Blank is too close to what y'all got going on, man. Him and Rich McKay or whatever his name is, they too close to what's going on, bro. Harbaugh gonna get pissed off and leave.
They on some Jerry Jones shit.
That's why he left the first time. The GM and Jed York or whatever his name is in San Francisco was all in his business. He's like, hey, bro, like I got this. Oh, I want to. Nope. All right, I'm going to Michigan.
Leave me alone, bro.
Like he want to go somewhere where he's gonna be able to run the show. And
you're right.
It's between the Chargers and the Raiders.
It's brewing,
Those
bro.
are the two owners that's gonna let him do whatever he wants to do.
It's brewing, bro. I'm gonna be honest. If I'm Harbaugh, I'm taking the Chargers job.
Oh, for sure.
I'm taking the Chargers job straight up. Like it don't even pay. It don't even pay.
Quarterback. You got nice pieces. Your running back that you can run the ball every damn play. You got a nice offensive line, and you got receivers. The Chargers job is a nice job to have.
Hell yeah, it is.
The only thing that hurts the change division with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. That's about it.
Yeah, but you got an owner that's got a big pocketbook, and he has seen the Rams win a title in LA already. If you don't think he's trying to get one too, you
got
crazy.
another thing coming.
Yeah, like the Rams won a title in the stadium he helped build. If that ain't motivation for you to get your shit together, I don't know what is. Because both of those teams have GM openings too. So
to be honest, whoever gets the Chargers job, hands down, is inheriting the best roster there is out there for a team coach. I would say Chargers 1. I would say Raiders 2 or 3. Their roster isn't bad. They could probably use some more defensive pieces to help Crosby out. Chargers roster is probably the best roster out there for a coach that's coming in, because they have on both sides of the ball that he can build on.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, and both of them have owners with big pockets that they
gonna
love.
cash out.
They love the splash hire, man. They love they want the superstar in their building. It's Vegas. It's Los Angeles. You want to have big names to sell tickets, man.
It's gonna be interesting, bro. They got a lot of interesting things that's gonna happen between now and in the draft, and I'm excited to see it, bro. Excited to see it. But guys, I appreciate y'all stopping in tonight for the first edition of On the Go After Dark. We're gonna see how this goes and see how we can, incorporate this more into our show as we move forward. But everybody on Facebook, thank y'all for stopping through, for liking the stream, for sharing it. If you're watching us on YouTube as well, thank you so much. Remember to smash that like button and subscribe and hit the bell icon to know when we go live. We will be live tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. previewing the playoffs, the wild card weekend of playoffs. So make sure you're there. We're gonna be streaming again on Facebook and YouTube. So we're gonna catch y'all tomorrow morning. We out. Peace.
Hold on. I got one last thought. Hey,
You wait till I do the whole outro to say that?
Nigga, you wouldn't shut the hell up.
Damn.
I was trying to get it in.
That man said after all of this. God damn. What you got, T?
Hey, Dre. Ian, Miffleport, whatever the hell you call yourself. I'm sorry, this ain't the On the Go After Dark you mentioned that you wanted to be on. And y'all know what I'm talking about. So now we can be out.
Bro, we out of here, y'all.
Sorry, dude.
Peace.
I love you, yo.